Hello, and welcome to a very special Halloween episode of Hacking with Friends. My name is Cody Kinsey. I am obviously a darknet hacker, and I'm joined today by a geisha bot which has started a hip-hop career, Michael.
And also, don't forget the Pumpkinator.
All right, and also our good friend, my 3D printed Pumpkinator, along with real fleshy pumpkin. We're really excited for Halloween here today, so we're going to be talking about how you can haunt a computer with SSH.
Spooky.
So what's the scenario here? Well, let's say that you have backdoor access to a computer and you basically want to be able to prove, hey, I'm in the system. Maybe you're a red teamer who's looking to maybe take a victory lap, or maybe you're just pranking someone that you share a computer with, which is perfectly understandable. Either way, you can do all this remotely and even from a mobile device. If you just run SSH on like an Android or iOS device, and connect to whatever device you have a SSH backdoor on, you can run a lot of the things we're doing today and cause a lot of spooky nonsense. And probably make someone think that a computer is haunted.
Yeah, it's funny that a lot of the hackery things we would do are kind of invisible and intended to be invisible to the end user, unless you're doing like ransomware or something. So today we're going to focus more on being like blatantly obvious, sort of prankier, or if you were doing a pen test job and wanted to be able to let the employer know that you were successful.
Yeah.
Let's say.
All right, so Michael, go ahead and explain your costume.
Yes, this is a mask, which was 3D printed by Kody. Ghost in the Shell, I think.
Yep, it's from Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
It's a geisha bot. All right, everybody, want to know what my costume is? Okay, get ready. So I'm just gonna, this is just a little extra. I'm just gonna turn this down and just take this off right here. Then I'm gonna, just change this up a little bit right here. And I'm Michael.
What? No! I was gonna be you, and then you said I couldn't be you.
Yeah, I did that. I said you couldn't do that. And then now I'm you. So, hey everyone, I'm Michael. Good to see you guys.
Fine, whatever.
It's great to be here as Michael. I run the cameras. By the way, did you know, technically, the way that it works...
Look, worst camera lifeguard ever.
All right, so today we're going to go over some spooky things you can do on a computer if you have backdoor access to it. And we're going to be using SSH, and today we're going to be targeting something that I think is actually pretty cool. So we're also serving to walk you guys through what it's like to use Ubuntu on a Raspberry Pi 4.
Yeah, that's actually something I did not realize was possible. I've always just used Raspbian.
Yeah, so
which apparently isn't even Raspbian anymore. It's called like Raspberry Pi OS.
Yeah. So what's interesting about this is, okay, well my iTerm just quit. What's interesting about this is previously you were not able to do this. There was no Ubuntu for the Raspberry Pi specifically. There was only like the server version. So recently, like literally within like a week or so, the Raspberry Pi has been supported on the new Groovy Gorilla version of Ubuntu. So today the computer we're going to be attacking and haunting is a Groovy Gorilla Raspberry Pi, which I think is really cool because I've never run Ubuntu on the Raspberry Pi before, but it seems to be running pretty well. It's doing that thing that Ubuntu does where it quietly says like, the system has detected a problem. Do you want to send a crash report? And like nothing obvious is crash. I'm like, yeah, what's going on here? But to be fair, my laptop does that too. So pretty cool. All right, so today we're going to go over some commands that we can use to, again, create some interesting effects. And we're going to use some stuff attached to the computer to make these spooky things happen. Now, when we want to convince, let's call them a layperson, someone who's not technical, that their computer is haunted, we have a couple of different things we can do. One thing that we can do is use the computer speaker. Now, there's a couple of speakers that are out there. And originally, when I came up with this concept, I was using a program called Beep. Now, Beep is an ancient, really old Linux program that allows you to beep a internal buzzer kind of speaker that's on a lot of older PCs. And you might still get them on like a PC tower, but they're not very common on like, some laptops have them, but they're definitely not on a Raspberry Pi. Yeah. And I find that unless you're specifically running, this on a like a tower computer, this is actually some of the stuff that I've taught before for being spooky on a computer is not going to work. And we found that today when we were frantically trying to figure out why it suddenly wasn't working.
Yeah, I was even trying it on an Ubuntu laptop and it wasn't working either.
Yeah, so we found a couple of workarounds that are much more universal and will allow you to do these spooky things on a wider variety of computers, including, like laptops and even Raspberry Pis that are connected to some sort of speaker. So the first thing we're going to take advantage of is being able to just create a sound. And that could be, as I said, a buzzing sound, or we can make random beeps periodically, which is very annoying and difficult to figure out where it's coming from. Now, if you do manage to do this on a computer that's a tower computer, there's the extra added confusion that this is using, or like beep rather, uses an internal speaker on the computer that you can't turn down. So if the person is trying to figure out why is my computer beeping at me? And they're turning the volume down all the way. This is actually kind of funny. So I would say, like, if we're trying to be spooky on a computer and you have access to the internal buzzer, like, please use beep. It's hilarious. No, you can't turn it off. Like, it's really funny. Yeah. But we're going to take advantage of some workarounds today that basically solve the problem of not being able to do this on a device like a Raspberry Pi.
I remember back in the day, ThinkGeek actually had like a little coin cell sized device that you could implant anywhere and it would make random noises at a random interval.
It was called the Eviltron.
Eviltron,
It is one of the best devices ever conceived. My first project in Arduino was recreating the Eviltron. So I have to say that it's a beautiful, if you guys don't know what it is, it's a classic product where you turn it on and it makes a random noise at a random interval. So it's designed to be so infrequent that the person who's hunting for it doesn't have enough information to track it down, but it slowly drives them insane by letting them know that something's going off in their immediate vicinity, but they can't find what it is. And it's like this big. They don't sell it anymore, probably because...
for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons. But you can make one in Arduino, and I think they're really cool.
Yeah, I had actually thought about something too along those lines, is you could make the beep at that teen noise frequency if you're targeting someone in a younger age bracket, and then people that they would tell about it would think they're insane, because they would literally be incapable of hearing it.
Yeah, so we're going to mess with the speaker, but we also have something called speech synthesis. So what that means is we can adopt a computer voice and speak nonsense to people. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. So like if you want to make your computer say stuff to people, there's actually a fair amount of options in Linux that will do that. And we will show you how you can SSH into a computer and then make it start talking.
Pay ransom or this computer will self-destruct in 10, 9. I'm sure that could cause some fun things to happen.
Yeah, and we're also going to show you guys how to automate that stuff. So if you wanted to make a computer spooky, then obviously you don't want to hang around forever, like manually pressing the button. You can make it do stuff like automatically making a sound every random period of seconds, just with a couple lines of code saved as a Crontab. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we're also going to open some alarming windows. Let's say that you are, just doing your thing, and all of a sudden a bunch of like warning windows open up with a bunch of very scary messages. Obviously, you would think that maybe something was wrong with your computer or that it was worth at least checking out. So we're going to show you guys how to create some very scary pop-up messages on a Linux computer remotely, which would probably really confuse anybody who was trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah, honestly, I think like that's the most like movie hacker of the things, because that's what you always see in all the movie hacks, right? Is terminal pops up on screen, code starts running around everywhere. Maybe you have a bunch of ads pop up or something like that. Like, that's the quintessential movie hack. So if you want to learn how to do that, that's what we're about to show off.
Yep. It's cool. So there's a couple of things we do need to remember. And one of them is that when we're attaching to one of these devices, we need to make sure to output to the correct audio devices and also attach to the right screen. So that's going to be one of the first steps we do. But basically, the scenario here is we have a computer we have shared access to, or we have a backdoor, an SSH backdoor on this computer, and we want to make some stuff pop up. So let me log into our Ubuntu computer.
I was going to say, and if you don't know how to do that, we do have previous episodes on how to brute force SSH logins, for example. And then also, Killian and you did, I think, an episode on like phishing attacks and how that sort of stuff would work.
So how should I say this? So another really good, so basically, let's say the scenario is we have used my favorite program, not really, Shitrix, to break the SSH key of an SSH server, and I'm able to log it. So now I'm able to break it in this Raspberry Pi, probably because it was left to a default password or something like that. And in fact, I think the password right now is password123. So that's what we're working with here. So
That's
we've
a pro
broken the password, and now we want to cause havoc. Maybe we're a red team, and we want to like let this blue team know that, hey, you need to lock this thing down. So can we switch over to the Raspberry Pi?
Yes, we
Cool.
can.
I like the setup. All right, so this is Groovy Gorilla. Again, I am just trying this for the first time.
I wish I was that cool.
Yeah, and Michael scoffed at this, but I think I think this is great. So once we go to a terminal window, we can see that this is just as easy as, well, very small though. This is just as easy as working on like Raspbian. It really is a pretty smooth experience. So aside from the like minor like crash warnings popping up that don't actually seem to affect performance, I find this to be a pretty stable and cool experience. So if you guys are looking for something to load on your Raspberry Pi 4, it's only available for the 4. I should mention that. That's kind of unfortunate, but this only works on the Raspberry Pi 4. It's not supported on the Raspberry Pis prior. No.
It's my pet pumpkinator.
Fine. But yeah, okay. So here we have our computer. It's all normal. Nothing weird is happening on it. And I can see that it is connected to the internet. It has an IP address. And it's also, do you remember the command for checking the SSH status?
Yeah, no. I don't actually. I don't think I wrote it down.
Sudo system control. Wait, that's spelled wrong. System ctl status SSH.
Yeah, that looks right.
Okay, so look at what we got going on. So this version of Ubuntu didn't come with SSH pre-installed. We installed OpenSSH server, and it automatically started up. And now any computer on the same network can connect to this computer and potentially make spooky things happen. So this is just how we're checking to make sure that this computer is connected and that we're able to connect to it remotely. So the first step, I forgot that my terminal window died. That's so sad.
Oh no.
Yeah,
so basically all we're showing here is that we did intentionally make the system vulnerable. We put SSH server on here, which wouldn't normally be on here, and we made sure it was exposed. But, you know, this is just for demonstration purposes.
Okay, so I'm going to use my iTerm. Cool. Let's go over to my screen.
Do you want to clear that terminal out?
It is. It's cleared. Okay.
No, I meant on the Pi.
I don't care. Oh, well, yeah, whatever.
So that way it's more obvious.
Yeah. Well, I don't care. Quit. I'm just going to leave it as is.
Okay.
So, all right. So the first thing I need to do is actually connect to the system. So if we've ever connected to, you guys can also see that I was checking out Spiderfoot.
Yeah.
So we're going to do SSH. And my username is blue at 192.168.1.213.
Cool. And if you don't know how to find that IP address, you can use anything like Nmap or even an app on your phone like Fing. Very easy to do some general port scanning.
Yeah. In fact, let's waste some time. So if I didn't know the IP address to this, exit. If I didn't know the IP address to this and I don't want to see a bunch of nonsense, I can basically do a network scan. So I know that my network, my IP address is 192.168.1.12 or something. So if I do ip calc 192.168.1.12 or whatever, then I can see that the network range is 192.168.1.0.24. This gives me everything in the entire network, and I can do then an nmap scan, sudo nmap p22. So I'm looking for open SSH ports, this network range, and then -- open. And what this command does is it searches the entire network range and looks for anything with an open SSH port, and this -- open makes it so it only reports back stuff that's relevant. So it's not going to show me filtered stuff. It's not going to show me like closed stuff.
It's not going to show you the closed SSH port on every computer.
It's going to give me like a laundry list of like every closed port on the entire network. So, all right, here we go. We found it. It's living over at 192.168.1.213. And we can confirm that because it's a Raspberry Pi trading device. That's pretty obvious that that's what we're looking for.
And like, I think we covered it in one of our older live streams about browser extensions, but you could even do this from a Chrome tab if you wanted to.
Yeah, if you wanted to.
SSH.
Yeah. We could be evil from a Chrome tab. I don't want to do that right now.
I'm
yeah,
saying,
if you want to download like the SSH
versatile
extension, some people also don't like it because it's in Chrome and they don't want to SSH into a device in a Chrome browser. But you can also use Firefox if that makes you feel any better. If it doesn't, then I don't know what to tell you. Don't use the browser. But it's pretty convenient to be able to do this on like a Chromebook or something that otherwise would kind of suck for this. All right, so let's go ahead and SSH into our device. So. One way, again, that we could get to this point is just using Citrix to break into it. And let's say we have the username and password, SSH blue.
And a live stream next week will be on WordList. So stay tuned for that on...
Yep, we're going to be doing a WordList exclusive. So you'll learn about the birds and bees of how word lists are made.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so password 123. And look at that, we're in. Cool.
Whoa. Yeah, we popped a shell.
Yep, we popped a shell. But all right, but now if we try to, some stuff might work and some stuff might not work. So if I just type beep, could not open any device. And this is what you're going to see on any device that doesn't have a built-in buzzer or like speaker, like a tower computer, which unfortunately ours had the grub bootloader overwritten, and now we can only load a Windows server, which is useless. Right now this command doesn't work for us, and that's very, very sad. But what is less sad is the fact that there's other replacement commands we can run that will basically do the same thing. Now I'm gonna, because I'm lazy, scroll up, and hopefully I didn't curse in the terminal. Oh no, it doesn't have it. Okay, well, that's lame.
Sad.
Nah. Well, I can recreate a couple things right off the bat. Let's say that we want to mess with the speaker, and I want to do eSpeak.
I was going to say, sometimes this might not be installed by default, so you may have to
apt install
eSpeak. And then eSpeak.
Yep. So if I want to say, you got to use quotes, I believe, in order to make sure it doesn't just read it all as just one word. Let's hear if it works. Not sounding good. Not sounding good.
Oh, the speakers are off.
Okay.
Okay, do it again.
Whoa! All right, guys. So we now have a disembodied voice to speak with. But hey, that's not the only voice there is. There's other voices too, although now I have to remember them. So let's see.
The other one is say.
Say. Okay, so let's do sudo apt install say.
Oh yeah, and that is the nice thing about Ubuntu is it will give you just a command to run to install it.
Yeah, which is nice. If it unable to
you it's something else. It's GNU stop GUI runtime.
Whoa. Okay, cool. Yeah, you were saying that, and I barely saw it. Yes, I want to install 100 megabytes. Do it now.
Fire the weapon.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. It actually did that pretty quickly. I'm impressed.
Yeah, and so this shows you too that if you did compromise the system, it's trivial to download things on that system. So you could even host a file on GitHub that does a bunch of this stuff and just have one line command that you run when you compromise the system that goes ahead and does this whole process for you.
The Ubuntu system is so sleepy. It just
I was gonna say,
so
can
quickly.
you just clear that just so it's obvious when stuff happens there?
Well, sort of.
Control C.
Well,
there.
I'm
Perfect.
just gonna exit out of it. Okay, so let's try say.
And also, I'm gonna.
Shh, Michael. The computer's talking. Ah!
That's spooky.
Okay, I don't like that one at all. So we're going to use that one definitely.
And
so
just so y'all can see what it would actually look like on the other computer screen, down in the bottom right corner, we have the Raspberry Pi screen showing. So right now, there would be nothing obvious to the user of what's going on. It's just the computer's talking all of a sudden.
Okay, let's try this. I have a sweet little message to wake up Michael in the morning.
Hello, Michael. Wake up. I have something to show you if you are strong enough. I am hungry.
Okay. I legit just gonna say, if my computer started talking to me like that, I would be spooked.
Yeah, so I hate this voice. So if you want to be spooky, we definitely recommend Say over eSpeak, because eSpeak is convenient, but Say is horrifying. And
Yeah.
wow.
I feel like that's the voice of the Pumpkinator, actually.
Oh, that's great. That's a great idea. Okay, all right.
I am the Pumpkinator. I have come to save you.
All right, let's try it. Crank those speakers up. Are they up all the way?
That is up as far as they go.
Okay, cool.
I am the Pumpkinator. You will be destroyed.
Yeah, I agree. That is the sound of the Pumpkinator.
And if that's not loud enough, then I will make sure it is loud enough when we...
Okay, so xterm is a command that we can use, but not until we set the display. Do you happen to remember the display command?
Export display displays all caps.
Uh-huh.
No. EX.
Yeah, I got to spell it right.
Display all caps equals colon 0.0.
Wait, equals colon 0, like this?
0.0.
0.0, like this?
Yeah.
Like that?
If that doesn't work, then there's a space between the colon and the zeros. I just can't remember.
Okay, all right. So what are we doing here? Well, basically, when I mentioned being able to pop up windows, it's important for us to specify like what we are actually popping up on. So currently, we're attached to like a virtual display. So this means that anything we do is not going to work properly because it's popping up for basically no one. There's no display that's actually attached. We haven't specified anything, so it's not going to pop up on their screen. It's not going to pop up on our screen. It's basically just lost. Oh, did you do the picture-in-picture?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
When it's been going.
Okay, sorry guys, I just noticed that.
Yeah.
All right, so as you can see in our little
bottom,
it's this way.
Yeah.
In our little like bottom window, you can see the screen of the Ubuntu computer. So you'll see, hopefully, if we do manage to successfully attach something to it.
So if you just do xterm, xterm hopefully it's installed. Then just do that, and it should just pop a little shell up.
Okay, so if we do xterm, see what happens. Hey, we've successfully managed to pop something up on the screen, but that's not enough.
It's not enough.
What does xterm do? Can we pass a command to it?
Yes.
How do we do that?
Yes, I think attack E.
Oh, weird. Cool. All right. So if we had attack E, then what can we do?
We can do anything a terminal can do, right? I mean, like,
let's try to
Oh, yes.
that live. Ready? Let's try it. 3, 2, 1. It hates it. What did you do, Michael?
No. What? Why didn't that work? It should. Yeah. Okay. There it worked.
But it didn't actually execute. Maybe
No, it
single
didn't.
quotes. No. It hates it. Could it be?
Oh.
Whoa! Okay. Oh, by the way, xterm has a lot of options.
Oh wow. Okay, that is that's a lot of options.
All right. So also, I'm going to give a shout out to myself for writing a great nullbyte article about this.
Yeah, that's what I was about to reference.
That's my Google Cloud Shell. That's also my Google Cloud Shell. And here we go. So once we get the display, let's try. Okay, let's try to open a bunch of really scary windows. So what this is going to do is this is a bash command that is going to 10 times run. It's going to open up an xterm window. It's going to maximize it, and then it's going to run the command sudo tcp dump, and then it's going to finish. So Michael, what do you expect that to look like?
It's going to look like a bunch of scrolling text that looks super hackery.
Yes. All right, let's run
I
it.
still think catting a binary file is better, but
Whoa, it hates it. Can't open display. And this is actually good for us to test out because this actually used to work. Warning, this program is a SquidGeek program or is being used by a root user. The full text of the error warning cannot be safely formatted in this environment. You may get a more descriptive message by running the program as a non-root user. Okay, you don't want to sudo it? Fine. Oh, wait, maybe TCP dump isn't installed by default. Let's see.
Yeah.
Always good to check. Sudo TCP. Although it kind of seems like it works if...
yeah, no, it's working.
All right, so...
So why doesn't Xterm want to do it?
That's a great question. So let's get rid of some of this loop. So sudo... Oh, wait.
Did you do tacky and...
Let me just try running it without sudo. Hey, look at that. Okay, it was totally that. Guys, that was really stupid. Oh, but now it's asking for the password.
Nice! So you popped a little terminal up, but it's actually not doing it.
Yeah, so what's getting in the way here is that the command that I specified is not wanting to let me... Oh, now it's going to run it 10. It's going to run it 10 times. It doesn't want to run without the password.
Can you pass it a second command?
You totally can, but I don't remember how. So let's try to make this just do curl parrot.live.
If y'all don't know,
I really want it to work.
It's the best thing ever.
It's really good. No. No such. Ugh.
No such file or directory.
Oh, does it not have curl? Oh, you really do have to. Let's see. Curl. apt install.
Oh
curl.
yeah, you always gotta check these things.
Sudo exclamation point twice. Boop, 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 boop. Give me curl right now. Okay, well, it certainly seems like having the program I'm looking to launch to spook someone would be important. So let's go ahead and install curl. All right, let's try it again. This seems like a burly command, but let's see if it works. Whoa! Okay, cool. I'm really into this.
Can you make that? I'm just gonna.
Yeah, let's switch over. Okay, obviously we can fine tune this a bit,
So,
but we've got something pretty special going on.
Yeah, make that a little bigger. We need to see that up close.
I have no control over this. Let me be clear about that. I am not in control of this window. This window has come up against
it's
my
come
will.
alive.
I've exited out. No, it comes back. All right,
Oh my
so
gosh.
I'm gonna exit out.
It's got a
I'm done
mind
with
of
this
its
parrot.
own.
It comes back. All right, so what have I done here? Basically, my program is making it so as soon as I close one, it pops up again. That's what the for I in 1.10. It's going to do it 10 times. So I've got some parrots to go before this is going to go away.
And I mean, you could add like a little wait in there so that it just generates a new one every second. So
yeah,
it gets past any like spamming filters that the operating system might be using.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and see if we can send a notification to this. So I'm just very quickly going to... No, don't switch back. Look at that. Boop. I am calling the internet police, it says.
How did you do that? That's awesome.
So this looks like a system warning.
Yeah,
so if I was like on my computer, I would be like, that's not good. What? The internet police?
Yeah.
Like, what? Okay, so I'm going to send another message, and let's go ahead and switch to my screen.
Okay. Switch it into your screen, and then I'll do the little baby screen. Little baby screen enabled.
Okay, so now we're going to pop up a message that says, warning, your webcam is on and you need Jesus. So let's go ahead and send this notification. And look at that. There we go. Let's switch back. So this will stay up too. It's not going to go away. And I think this is pretty funny because it basically allows you to...
I can imagine sending that to someone at certain times of day would be incredibly funny.
All right, so what would happen if you got this notification? I'm assuming it's going to work. It might not. We might have to install some stuff. What was that?
The speaker tried to say something. I don't know what the heck just happened, but...
Oh no, I think that we do still have some stuff to install. Let's see. Let me try it again. Also listen, what is it trying to say? Nothing?
No, just a little...
It just like groaned one time. Okay, so we'll go ahead and switch back to my screen. So what we're trying to do with this...
Okay, it's just making.
Oh my god!
random
All right,
little
switch
groans.
back. This is it. Just threw an error
Yeah.
and groaned.
Okay.
I've never.
We're haunting
I'm
ourselves.
sorry. I've never heard Ubuntu make that noise. That is not what I meant to do, by the way. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to open an
Okay, I'm gonna
extern
go back to your
window.
screen.
So let's break this command down and run it bit by bit. So first let's do an extra maximize full screen.
That I think we already did and it worked.
Okay, that works. So we'll cancel that.
Little baby screen.
So then what we want to do is we want to put in a message box. So let's see if we can pass in that variable. We have another error. Oh, it hates it. Okay, all right. So so this is setting the font size, setting the font. I think.
So what are you doing?
Oh, so I'm trying to pop up a big ass like error window.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to break down the command as much as I can. If we have to skip this one, I'll be a little sad because popping up full screen error messages is very funny. All right, let's just try this. Does this run? Oh, could you? Oh, wait, no, I'm in control of this.
Yes.
Cancel.
You're the one with the secret keyboard today.
Oh my god, report problem. Whoa. Okay, so we just we just made Ubuntu a little unstable. Let's try running it again. Maybe it'll go better this time. Oh, huge surprise, it didn't. Okay, well, that's too bad.
Critical
and
action cannot be undone.
not at all surprising. Well, can we switch over fully to the Ubuntu thing?
Okay.
Let me show you what it does. So instead of like providing an actual message, it just like hops up and crashes, and then the screen refreshes like this.
What? Okay. So it's trying. It's trying very hard.
Yeah, it's trying very hard.
Today is just not its day.
Yeah, it really isn't. So I'm going to very quickly try to pull open. Please do not. Oh no. I think here. Okay, cool. So there is a workaround to not being able to use the beep function, and that is play. So let's go ahead and switch back to my screen. You might have to actually like install this, but all right. So let's try to start using the speaker for something besides just speech. This is basically our version of the Eviltron, and we're gonna make an annoying noise.
Oh, yeah, that's not
nice.
I feel like you could like pop something up on screen and do that noise too, and it would really make someone freak out thinking they broke the computer or something.
So then you can get really creative with it and make it the duration longer. Let's do 5 seconds of that horrible noise. Ready? So imagine, here's a scenario. It's late at night. You're just starting to drift off to sleep. You're thinking about someone from high school that you haven't talked about in a while. And you're like, what are they doing? That comes out of your computer.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty horrible.
That's,
so
yeah, disturbing.
So we can adjust the tone of this a bit and we can play around with it. But I found this answer, right? I'm going to be honest. Wait, no. Right
Stack
here.
Overflow.
No, on the Raspberry Pi forum. So if you guys want to see some fancy stuff, then you can go here and find that people have really pushed this whole play command to the limit. So
whoa, what does that do?
it does this, Michael. Maybe turn it down just a little bit.
Just a smidge?
Just a tiny bit.
Just take...
All right, so it does that. Ready?
Okay.
We'll go one more time. I think it's nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so imagine just being woken up by that noise just without any warning or explanation.
Yeah, there's a chance that computer's going flying out the window.
Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna let's make this fun, huh? Let's make this for
Ooh, is there some
half a
math
second.
stuff going on there? Sine?
Yeah, I'm sure there is. So what is the and symbol? Do you know what that does?
And?
Yeah. In Bash. What is this doing?
Oh,
so if I put
I'm
an
not
and,
a bash person.
Okay, well, I didn't mean to fire that off, but
Well, apparently it just plays the sound.
yeah. So what you can do is you can make this so that it will wait. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm not waiting until. Oh, but I do have to just copy this part without the escape character at the end, so it automatically does it. So what we're going to do is start chaining these together to be more annoying. So let's say I do and. And will wait for one command to finish while the other one goes. If you notice, those played like concurrently, and it sounded horrible, but not spooky.
Yeah.
So let's make a horrible sound for half a second. Then we're going to make another spooky, like upward sound. And then we're going to make a horrible sound, but in a different key. Sound fun? Great.
Sure.
Let's make it in A. All right, ready? Let's chain these together and make a horrible series of noises, huh?
Fire the weapon.
That was so bad.
Wow. And if you ever wanted to know how to make Kody laugh, there you go.
Yeah, it's making someone else's computer make that noise. Okay, so I feel like we're really getting a lot of mileage out of this. That's great. And again, this is all coming out of our poor, sad Raspberry Pi computer, which is, again, very, very funny. So if we want to start making this into something that is going to happen automatically, let's start doing that. So, Michael, do you remember the command to make this a Crontab?
Yeah. Crontab tacky.
Crontab tacky. And the first time you do this, you'll need to select the text editor that you want to use. But
Nano.
yeah, sure. Yeah,
Or
Nano.
Vim.
So, okay, I'm hoping that this is the right syntax. Yeah, okay. So when you do star, it's basically just saying every 60 seconds, do this thing. So let's say that we want to hear this horrible sound for 5 seconds every minute. So if I then put this command nestled deep inside the Linux computer's brain, it's going to think that its job is to make this horrible noise every 60 seconds. And if you guys want to play around with like crontabs and stuff, there's other ways of scheduling this. For example, you can see here, if you want to run a backup and make this do its thing at 5 a.m. every week, then here you go. You can use this one instead. And that's the notation to make it go off just once at 5 a.m. every week, which again, very funny. But let's go ahead and do this one. If we press then Control X, Y to save buffer, enter, then hey, cool, we've dropped our little crappy payload into this poor little Raspberry Pi, and it is now officially haunted. But we can do more. What if we want to pop up that error message too, huh? That was fun. Well, let's go back a little bit. These ones didn't work, but let's do the notify send one. So let's say that we also want to notify, and wait, no, none of that, too far. So we're gonna go to the Crontab again. We're going to do another one. And we'll do notify send warning, I'm calling the internet police.
Oh my gosh.
So is this working? I don't know, I guess we'll find out in like roughly 60 seconds. Oh, no, our stupid sleepy Ubuntu computer, the second we cut away from it.
It goes to sleep every 5 seconds.
Okay, so let's switch over to the Ubuntu computer and observe what the user experience is like. So right now, let's say that I want to open up Firefox. I just want to listen to some sweet tunes. I just want to chill. I just want to relax. It's going to be great. So,
as your sleepy pie. Wait.
So, all right. So theoretically, if our crontab actually worked, which it might not, who knows? Then we should be. Oh, my computer's gonna die. There we go. Then we should be able to expect it to just start firing off warning messages at random, which I am really hoping it's going to do. Otherwise, it means we have to reboot it, and I'm not going to do that right now because it would be annoying. But let's say that if I wanted to kill a task, basically, if I wanted to make it so that this person can't do what they're doing in real time, then if we switch back over to my screen, we can use a program called htop.
I'll do a little baby screen.
Sweet. And if it's not installed, we can just do sudo apt install htop. And okay, so once this is done installing, then this person who is blissfully going around to, let's say, youtube.com.
And so you're actually typing on that Raspberry Pi right now.
Yeah, yeah. So
Just
I want to go to YouTube.
clarify
Please let
for
me go
viewers.
there. So back on my computer, I'm going to type htop since I'm SSH in, and I can see that we've got some stuff going on. I'll make this a little smaller so we can read. We can see that we have a Firefox process. It's PID number 4109.
Ooh. So we could just kill that process.
We sure could. So let's go to our, well, I guess we'll just watch it on this little mini screen. We'll do kill.
Yeah.
4200. Wait, what was it? Oh, I already forgot. It was
some number in the
4109.
4109.
Kill 4109.
Not to be confused with 1409.
Boom! Ah, my tab crashed. What just happened? I can't do anything. So it didn't actually kill the entire process. It killed the tab because I guess they're sandboxed. So let's go ahead and do htop again. And we can see that, wow, it really hated that. But there's another process. It's number 3812. So let's kill 3812, huh? What happens then? Boom! We got rid of the whole dang Firefox. Sorry, pal. Your session is revoked. Yeah, so let's switch back over to the Ubuntu computer. I just want to show off what this looks like.
Yeah.
You're minding your business. You open up a tab. You're like, I just really would love
To go to YouTube today.
To go to YouTube today without interruption. And I, as a hacker, can already see process 4740, kill 4740, boom. You're out of luck, buddy. Your tab is crashed. And also, as a parting gift, I can make sure that your Firefox session, which is, let's see, what is it? Stop wiggling. It's going to be 4689. Cool. Kill 4689. It didn't do it.
Do you sure you got the right process?
No, because they move around so fast.
Wouldn't it be
and
possible
so
to
much.
also semi-automate this so that it like just scans for the processes, and then any process that has like Firefox in the description or whatever just kills?
4528. Kill 4528. Yeah, you can. You can do that. So there we go. We killed
Bam,
them.
we got it.
Yeah. So
Terminated. Pumpkinated, you could say.
Oh my. Well, I wouldn't. I'm not sure if I would go that far. So we're gonna try something that may or may not work. This is putting everything together. Let's go back to my screen for a bit. So
Too bad you can't press the button yourself.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to replace part of this that doesn't work
Worst
with the
camera
part.
lifeguard.
Okay. I'm with part that does work. So I know that beep doesn't work on the Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to get rid of beep, and I'm going to use play instead from up here. Where is it? Play, synth, sine B. Sine B is a fine sound. Ooh, especially for 5 whole seconds.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. All right. So what this is going to run this command 10 times. So it's going to make this horrible sound 10 times. Then it's also going to try to open a Firefox window, and it's going to go to a specific domain. What domain do you think this is? I guess we'll
If I
find
had to
out.
take a wild guess, it's
All
going
right,
to
so
be a
switch back
Rickroll.
over to. Oh no. Switch back over.
Oh.
All right, so our Ubuntu has some stuff going on. We don't know what this is. This just popped up on our screen. I don't know what's happening.
It's loading. It's very slow.
It's loading very slowly. And hey guys, we have a Ford F-150 ad. That's pretty cool. Oh.
Good job.
Yep.
Okay, let's stop it before we get a copyright strike, though.
Oh shit. Okay. So, yeah, one. It also played really slow, which I love. So.
Oh, did you change the playback speed, or was it just
I don't.
laggy?
I don't know if it was intentional or if it was because it was also trying to make a series of horrible sounds at the same time. But I do have to say I love that. So. Not a very fun way to use your computer. And if you have this popping off constantly, then that's entirely too bad.
Yeah. Sad days.
Sad days. So that's exiting due to channel error. Yeah. Okay, fine. So I'm a little curious why our cron tabs aren't working, and I want to just double check.
Did you perhaps not save it?
No, it's saved. Yeah, I'm confused as well. Do I have too many stars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, you
1,
should have
2,
5
3,
stars.
4, 5. Yeah, it should work. Well, I'm not going to worry about it. For now, it should still work. I'm not totally sure why it's not working. Again, I'm very fresh with this version of Ubuntu. But either way, I feel like we've gone over some pretty solid ways to make this computer seem haunted. Especially if you, make it like eSpeak or even worse, say at you a bunch of spooky things.
I think, honestly, like the computer talking to you is very spooky. Especially if you were... I mean, since you have access to the system, you could like pull up a webcam or something, and the mic, so you would actually be able to interact with the person as well, which could be extremely spooky.
It could be extremely spooky.
I am haunted. All errors are because of something you did. I am punishing you.
Yeah, very spooky. All right, guys, I think that's most of what we have to show today. Please, if you do manage to get an SSH shell into someone's computer, be nice and responsible. But if you do need to spook them a little bit and you have legal permission to do so, then you can remember these tactics for making a computer shout at you, beep randomly, flash scary error messages, open arbitrary programs, and crash arbitrary programs that are running. There's also ways you can drop into people's terminal shells, but because the average person isn't usually in a terminal shell, I figure it's not the spookiest thing you can really do. But for the average layperson, having a web browser open and navigate to a certain page repeatedly, maybe even on a schedule, so it just like happened automatically every so often, is a pretty funny and spooky thing to do. So I'm going to need to remember to remove these Crontab things, because I think that as soon as I restart it, it's going to start screaming at me every 60 seconds. So
there's nothing wrong with that, Cody.
Yeah.
Why would you want to stop that?
Yeah, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed this special Halloween episode we put together for you guys. This is the only pumpkin we had that wasn't destroyed by the weather here. The rest are all turning slowly into goo. So hopefully you enjoyed this little pumpkinator I 3D printed. And yeah, we've really enjoyed showing you guys some ways that you can haunt a computer, provided, again, you have permission. Please don't do this to the NSA. They will not think it's funny.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's all fun and
very
games,
mad.
but this would still be illegal if you don't have permission. So obviously, always do it on a network that you either own or have explicit, preferably written permission to.
Yeah, and
work on.
Based on my experience with the new Groovy Gorilla Ubuntu for the Raspberry Pi 4, very important to know, I highly recommend it as something to throw on the Raspberry Pi 4 as a stable desktop operating system. I think it's really cool that they finally have offered support for this, and as a kind of stable hacking platform that's maybe a bit more like polished around the edges than Kali Linux. I think it's great and a really fun way to get started using Linux on a low-cost computer. So highly recommend this for the Raspberry Pi 4. I don't actually really recommend Kali Linux on the Raspberry Pi 4. Like, I've had some mediocre experiences with it, and I still use the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus personally myself. So if you're looking for a great operating system for the Pi 4, I feel like this is a good one to get started with. So
Cool.
Yeah. All right, thank you guys very much for joining us today. If you're looking for other great content, you can check out the Varonis YouTube channel, where our sometimes co-host Killian also has some great threat updates that teaches you about the kind of stuff that's really out there that companies are really facing off against. So if you want to learn about malware and what companies are doing to fight back, it is a great thing to check out. And you can also check out the SecurityFWD channel and our new website, which you can access by going to varonis.com/SecurityFWD or hackingwithfriends.com.
Yeah, and if you join us for our Q&A next Wednesday, we might even be able to give you some awesome swag.
Yeah, so also we now have a mailing list, so if you guys want to know when we're doing giveaways, when we're going live without really announcing it.
If you want to see our calendar all the way months out, we have everything planned. Check out the landing page. Sign up for the email updates.
Well, I'm just saying that eventually, if you want a roundup of everything we've done this week, as well as notifications for when we're going to go live, sign up on our email list, and we'll also be having some people from our list get some cool prizes. So thank you guys for joining us this week. We really appreciate all the great questions and responses in the comments, and we will see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.